Once we feel we've got the two positions down from the cat-cow, we can flatten the back. We find the middle position, which is a flat back. My arms are going to be screwed into the ground. We call it squishing the trolls. There's trolls that live in your armpit, and you're just packing your shoulders down to squish those trolls. Squish the trolls. Notice my elbow pits end up facing forward when I do that. They turn. That's me screwing my arms in the ground. Boom. And then I'm going to find my butt. Now, if my belly sags, I'm not really finding my butt. Or if I round too much, I'm probably not packing my shoulders. So I pack my shoulders, which makes me want to arch my back, so then I have to flatten the back out. So you find the shoulders, pack them, then you find the hips, and you get the nice flat back. From that position, we go into what's called a bird dog. The bird dog is lifting an arm and the opposite leg. You can do it individually like that, or you can lift them both at the same time. Up, 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 up. The goal is to make a clothesline from your hand all the way to your foot. Now, here's the big trick of this. Watch the hips. Because every time I lift the leg, it makes my hips want to turn out. Now, I'm exaggerating, but you'll see them. You'll see the hips want to turn. So if I lift I'll show you from this side. If I lift this side, it wants to turn. Now, that butt is up pretty high. So what I'm going to try to do, and what you're going to try to do, screw the arms in the ground, find that flat back position, lift one arm, lift one leg, but try to keep the hips square. Trickier than it seems. And I'm solid, I'm pretty solid. This arm is screwed in the ground, this leg is finding the hips, the booty's on, so if you tried to push me over, I'm still going to be a force to be reckoned with. Boom. That's the basic bird dog, but then we have a whole world of possibility that'll open up for us. And this is where it gets fun. And although it seems simple, simple is not synonymous with easy. If you practice these and you add the variations, or you just practice on doing it well, it's very challenging. But it's a beautiful awareness tool for your body. So I'm over the hands. I might even do a few of these to find what I think the middle is, that flat back position. I'm going to go opposite hand and leg, but this time I'm going to add a bonus. I'm going to go out, get that clothesline, hip square. Now I'm going to make what I call a rainbow. All the way around to my hip, all the way back, and to the ground. And then I'll switch sides. Out, 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 hip square, reaching, pushing, rainbow. Now, right now you'll notice your back is probably a little arched. Awesome, it should be, as long as you return to a flat back. That's the tricky part. It's really tempting to be out here and then come back, and there you got your arch in there. So we're going to see if we can get that position from here and come back to a flat back. Booty on, arms screwed in the ground. The next variation involves doing something underneath you with your hand and your knee, which sounds more exciting than it is, but hey, let's have some fun. I'm going to go out, make that clothesline, hip square. Now I'm going to touch my knee underneath me. I'm either going to use my hand, boop, or I'm going to use my forearm, boop. Sound effects are very important. Or I'm going to use my elbow, boom, which is a little bit of a tuck here. I got to tuck a little, back out. So I got a little bit of an arch, a little bit of a tuck. After doing several of these, I return to a flat back. Check that out. Cool, right? So I reach, make that long, long line. By the way, I'm talking to you, so my head is up. Normally my head would be in line with my spine. Nice and in line. Not looking down, not looking up, just in line. From here, I'll use my hand, or maybe I'll use my forearm, a little more tuck, or maybe I'll use my elbow, which is a big tuck, and I'll do several of these in a row. Trying to return to a long position here, hip square each time. I'm over this arm. It's real tempting to go like this, rock back, now my arm's at an angle, I'm not over it as much, and then maybe try to return to it. But after several of these, it's not hard to end up back here rather than directly over that arm. Remember, shoulder over arm, perpendicular to the ground. I love adding those two last ones. I like putting the rainbow and the tuck together. So I will reach, rainbow, back, then touch, boop. Still over that hand, rainbow, then touch, boop, out. Rainbow. Notice I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing this. Holding there for a second, holding here for a second, even holding here for a second. Not rushing. Boom. I just simply call those rainbow tucks. Another option, this one's a little trickier, we call it the prisoner bird dog. I'm going to take my hand and really get it solid on the back of my head. And this is my starting position. My head will be down, elbow down. When the leg goes out, the elbow goes up. I can even try to turn into it. There's nothing wrong with getting a little thoracic spine action out of it. Boom. So I'm trying to rise up with my elbow, and then I get a little tuck here. Rise up with the elbow. Let's try it from the other side. I get that hand locked here, and every time my leg goes back, I turn and back down. Now, if you want to try to tuck and touch, you can. It's a bigger tuck. The big trick to this, believe it or not, is keeping this hand here. This hand wants to float around to the side of your face. Keep it locked on the back of your head. You want to tuck, tuck, reach. This arm still screwed into the ground.